Welcome to the Full Circle podcast with Julie, Glenn and Phil. You are now tuned in to the Full Circle frequency. Hello and welcome to the Full Circle podcast. We are at, what's the date, Glenn? It's
the 24th of March,
and
2024.
we are in Nantwich for the Elevate Your Mind
events with Dyhan.
And it's the Love Awakening Festival, is it?
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah. I think they've just opened.
We've just woke up.
We've just woke up.
Yeah.
We've had a really good look round as well so far, and there's some lovely stalls here. I don't know why I'm still holding this selfie stick.
I don't.
I think that's the new microphone, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
That's the new microphone, Phil.
So we've been having a few chats, haven't we, with some of the stall holders already. And there's some
couple of
lovely
new people as well, isn't there, here with new stalls?
Some fascinating talks on today, which we will capture some of those as well. So for your enjoyment, pleasure, or whatever words.
Yeah. And in the background, we've got people sort of warming up their instruments. We've got some sound healing.
I don't know if people can hear that in the background, actually, because that's going on at the minute, isn't it?
Very gentle.
And I will
say
as well that we've got our new hoodies on.
We have.
We've got our Full Circle hoodies on.
And
They're so toasty warm, aren't they?
Yeah. Is it on the back
Find
as well?
us on Facebook.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Saw it here first.
They're a lot warmer as well. This is great, isn't it? Yeah.
Who have you got your eye on, Julie, to record with first?
Ooh, Sass, I think.
Sass. Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, so Sass is
in the corner on the left-hand side.
tarot reader, sound healer. She's got a lot going on, hasn't she?
She has, and been doing it quite a while. So
there's Rumily Creations as well.
She looks a nice.
She's got some really nice spiritual
interview as well with a new business there, isn't it? New venture for her.
Yes, definitely. Bro. Okay. So on that note, shall we crack on?
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
Fab.
We'll see you soon.
Sorry, we couldn't resist it. Good morning, I'm with Dyhan at Elevate Your Mind event at Nantwich Civic Hall, and we're at the Awakening Love Festival today, isn't that right?
Yeah, we are.
Marvellous, so nice to see you.
Lovely
again.
to see
Always
you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
We've known each other for years, haven't we?
We have. It's
back,
at least
doesn't
10
it?
years now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So
how's everything going? We saw you last time in October, and what have you been doing since then? And talk about the event.
Right, so since then I've been preparing for this year. So I did a lot of preparation last year for this year for the event. So this is the first event here in Nantwich. We've got another one in October. Yeah. The focus seems to be more on the talks now, very much so, and really educating people in different modalities of wellness, well-being, and also very much focusing
like a
on
lifestyle as well, isn't it? Like a lifestyle.
Delete
sort of
that.
Thing. That's fine. Yes, focusing on wellness and lifestyle and everything.
Yeah, focusing on the whole human being, really.
Yeah.
And also a much bigger focus on the spiritual development side of things. So we've had a lot of meditation. I've been giving darshan healing, blessings. We had someone share their story of awakening yesterday, a lady called Leanne, and different, lots of different types of healing modalities as well.
Okay, so you're going a little bit away from the mind, body, spirit type of
Yes.
format, really.
Yeah.
You're doing your own unique
I'm doing
sort of
more my
style.
own thing, like what I used to do, which you used to come to those events many years ago, in Congleton at Blisslands in Congleton.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah, so we had those days were full of different speakers from all over the world, and that's my intention to
They were
create
brilliant,
that.
weren't they?
Yeah,
I must admit,
amazing.
I really enjoyed when I was in the area coming to those events.
Yeah, it was lovely having you there, and I also love how people from years ago have started to come to these now. They know what
know
I'm
that you're doing it.
Yeah. So that's really
Because you've
cool.
gone onto a bigger platform by doing these events anyway, haven't you? Than
Yeah,
the spirit shows.
much bigger. And I'm still doing my one-to-one work as well, and little groups also in Congleton are going to be happening this year. So I've been planning that a bit,
Yeah.
and then I've got these 4 main events, 2 in Alsager and 2 here in Nantwich.
Wow, so
Yeah,
busy.
very.
And did you have a trip away not so long ago to somewhere?
Yes, I went for a very flying visit to Glastonbury, which
I
was
thought you
lovely.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing to be there on the equinox. I went to the Chalicewell Gardens, and we had a beautiful meditation. I think there was a couple of hundred people in there easily. We were all kind of lining up all around the well and all the way around
It's
the
really
area.
nice there anyway.
Amazing,
isn't it?
yeah.
So was that recently then?
Very recently.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought that. I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, I love Glastonbury, honestly. I love the energy there. I know there's a very commercial side to it too, but I appreciate both.
The spiritual side.
Yeah. I appreciate all of it really there.
Good. So did you do a talk yesterday?
Yes, I did actually. I did a darshan ceremony blessing, but before that I also did a deep awakening guidance to help people get into that deep space within them, the place of meditation, the place of peace and presence. So that was really lovely actually.
And you've got another, is it a talk or a demonstration today as well?
Yeah, both. I'm going to do that this afternoon about 2:30. Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah,
you'll be
it's
able
what
to
I
touch
love
on
doing,
that.
honestly, running these events and also offering the darshan and the one-to-ones. It's so important to me.
Very good. So we will film you later then doing your talk and your demonstration then.
Lovely.
And do you want to promote your website or your Facebook or your social
Yes,
media?
thank you
Go for it.
for that little nudge. So my website is www.elevateyourmind.life, and if you go to the events page, you can find all my events in Congleton, here in Nantwich, in Alsager, and anything else that I might be doing around the country or even abroad.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
see you later.
Thank you very
Good luck
much.
today.
My name is Buckso, and I have a stand over there at the back. And today I'm going to be talking about the beauty of life after loss. And that might sound like a bit of a, is it oxymoron? Because how can there be beauty in life after you have lost something, someone? And a lot of us assume it's death by losing a loved one, which I have experienced. And that has been what has caused me to want to talk more about the beauty of what happens to you in life after you lose someone, but also after losing your identity, your role as a parent when they fly the nest, your ability to show up at work in a job that no longer wants you because you should be retired now, and you don't want to leave because you love what you do, and what will you be and who will you be if you leave? You know, so you feel the loss of all of that because we spend so long in our lives building identities, building these stories. And I was speaking to the lady at the back there. We create these images of ourselves and who we are based on how we've experienced our relationships with our parents, how we are expected to behave through programming, indoctrination of things that are outside of us. I mean, you think about us being kids, we don't actually have any control over that. And so when we get to this age, I'm 51 now, when we get to this age, we actually think to ourselves, well, is that who I was? Did I used to like that? Did I want to do that? And I've broke away from all of that. So when I work with my clients and I ask them to do things, I don't expect them to ever do something I've never gone through myself. I'm not somebody that's read 200 books. I'm not academic at all. I'm somebody who's lived the experience, come out the other side, and is ready to tell you that you can do the same. So originally I was born in Stoke, not far from here, and moved to Derbyshire when I was 16. Born into an Indian, first generation Indian immigrant family, middle child of 6. And I knew I was different from the off. I knew when I discovered my voice at 13, who remembers the kids' TV show, Why Don't You? Yeah? So I sang the theme tune to that. And on paper it shouldn't have happened, because I wasn't exposed to after-school clubs or anything. I mean, in the 80s, didn't even have those things, I don't even know. So why did I find my voice at 13? Middle child of 6, kids. Why was I the only one that found her voice, knew she could sing at 13? It's not like I could go and do anything with it. It's not like I could have said to my dad, hey, I can sing, I want to join a band, I want to do this and all that, which I did try to do. I chose GCSEs that were all creative, art, music, drama, French. Failed all of them, left school with 4 Ds, 2 Es and 2 Fs. So my dad says, right, you're thick, you're not going to college. And that was it, because it was this or that. You're clever, you can go to college in uni. You're not, you're staying and managing the business. So he moved to Derbyshire, Ripley, and he bought a business and he plonked me in it. No choices. How many times have you been put in those situations in life where we're just like, you're doing this, and you go along with it because A, you're a people pleaser, B, you don't think there's any alternative way of living your life, or C, you really don't know what you would do anyway, because you don't know who you are. And so I just towed the line as it went along, but I had this deep yearning to no longer be this expected a human being, this thing, this person that just did as she was told. It's like, this is not for me. This thing that you're doing, seeing my 2 elder sisters get married at 17 and 18, it was in that moment I was like 11 years old, that's not going to happen. I won't be doing that. I don't know how it's not going to happen, but I am not going to do that. So I think I was practicing the law of attraction back then, to be honest. But you see, because of how it was indoctrinated into us, being short, overweight, uneducated, I would have had to have somebody that was equally matched to marry. And there's no way I was going to marry a Danny DeVito lookalike, a thick one as well, and that. And I had this attitude, I'll show you. And I had that attitude throughout my life. I'll prove it to you, I'll show you. And so by doing that, I did get myself somebody who was 6'1", had a degree, and was fit as, but he was white. Didn't go down very well. And 26 years later, we all still together. And that was when I started practicing again the art of living my life authentically. So I lost my family. I'm going to fast forward, obviously, because there's a lot that went on. So I lost my connection to everything I'd grown up with, my identity. I had no Indian culture around me anymore. I was in Derby then. I moved from Ripley to Derby and started work on the railway. That's where I met him. So life became very lonely, and the path that was dark was the only option for me because I'd chosen that for myself. The well-lit path and well-trodden path from those that had gone before me, my sisters and whatnot, and my parents and all their generations going for them, was not for me. The only alternative was this dark, unknown path with no lights on. I had to go down on my own as well because I hadn't got anybody else around me that was feeling the same way or had the balls to do what I'd just done. But I didn't think it was balls, it was survival. I had to break away from that expected lifestyle because I knew it would kill me. In the sense of my soul, it would eat me. And I said to my dad, save your money. Save you 20 grand because I'll be divorced in 3 months' time. I'll tell you that for nothing. So I did him a favour in that respect, but he'll never see it as that. I'm sure he does now, but he wouldn't have seen it at the time. So it became a very dark abyss that I went into. Depression, very angry. I became a very angry woman. We co-create our life. We're always creating our life, whether we are consciously doing it or subconsciously. I didn't know that my behaviour would impact so long after. But the ripple, the pebble dropped once. The ripples are going to be felt for a long time. So for me, then we had twins. So that was it. Sleepless nights. When you do that to yourself, you beat yourself up. It's like, it's okay, I've got this. Yeah, Buckso, how are you managing that? It's all right, I've got it under control. Yeah, I messed up. And this is what happened, so lonely road for me, hey? But that's not very nice to yourself, I wasn't very nice to myself at all. And when we talk to ourselves like that, we allow other people to do it as well. You can't receive love from other people because you haven't got it for yourself. So this was shut down. The heart centre was shut down for a good 30 years, I would say, if not before that. And so when you operate from a closed heart space, you're disconnected. You're disconnected from source. your higher self, God consciousness, Christ, or whatever you want to call it. You are disconnected. The soul steps out the way a little bit. That's why they call it soul fragmentation, soul recovery, because you have to be able to function in this world. So you literally are just going around, numb as hell, with no connection to anyone, no real superficial connection, because I was the loudest arsehole in the room. When you go into a party, here she is, here's trouble. Oh, I'll have that identity, yeah, I'll do that. Play up to it. Yeah, she is trouble, it's always, but party started now. And then of course, even if you didn't feel like it, still play up to it, because hey, at least I know what happens when I behave like this. And this is what we do, habitually, without thinking. We'll go into a space, we'll go in to see a family member, you know they're going to be like A, B and C, you know you're going to go and be C, D and E, and then you'll get on and then you'll leave. But after a while that gets too much. It becomes intolerant. You start to feel dis-ease in your body. Your body starts saying, bitch, listen, what are you doing? Mine was rheumatoid arthritis. 2016, after I had a year in the West End. I want to tell you a bit about the TV work, shouldn't I? Do you think I should? Would you like to know a bit about that? You want to know about that? Let's do the 3D thing for a bit then. So I got into acting in 2008. Kids were 5 years old. A friend of mine knew I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't know how I was going to make it, living in Derbyshire. And he met a guy in London while he was working on set, who'd just set up his own agency, and he told him about me. He'd set it up 6 months prior. I went down to see him, auditioned really badly, but I took direction well, and the rest is history. He took me on my first job was Coronation Street 3 months later, and like I said, been on that now, Corrie, all the soaps, dramas, like Unforgotten, Silent Witness, like I said, the West End. I haven't done theatre before that or since. I just thought I'd go straight into the West End. And Aladdin, the film Aladdin, Disney film, been in that as well. And on paper, other actors would say, bloody hell, Buckso, you're a success, aren't you? Done bloody well, you have. But then my measurement is the bank balance. Well, that doesn't say so. So what is success? What is it? You know, people's perception of it that you try to live up to. So I've stopped all of that. I don't do any of that now. So, I mean, the acting, I took a step back from it, because after my dad died, 4 years ago, like I said, we didn't have a great relationship. We recovered it to the point where I could go down and see them, but because of how I was feeling in that moment, and being in that space, like I was saying to you, you show up in space and place, it was so disjointed for me. It made me feel so horrible. But I realised it's because of the trauma that needed healing. So I'd always say, no, I'm not going down because I don't like how they make me feel. Nobody has that power. They can't make you feel something that's not operational in you somewhere, vibrating at a frequency like I was saying to the lady over there. When we talk about being empaths and going into spaces, oh, I can't cope with that space. The energy's too dense. That's only because there's a part of that frequency that resonates with something in you. If you're unhealed, you can wear all the crystals, do all the mantras and meditations, all your lights float around, cotton caftans, smelling the patchouli. It doesn't mean shit if you haven't done the work. And in my opinion, it's very controversial, and I love to be controversial, there's far too many unhealed healers out there. There's far too many unhealed healers and uncoached coaches. And people need to get a lot more discerning about who they're spending their money with. And people need to ask more questions of the person behind the table than have them ask them. You know, I'd be happy if somebody said to me, what have you gone through then that gives you the right to stand in front of this room or sit behind that table and charge me money? Oh, well, actually I feel a bit, I've not gone through much really. I had a really good life, you know, my parents were ever so nice and whatnot, you know, I've had a really great background and that, but I've done a degree in this and PhD in that, and I've read 200 books on, you know, the art of this and esoteric that, and like, what's that about? What's that about? You know, and when my dad passed, I had this huge thing that came up for me, which was like, people make them a diamond out of people's ashes when they die. How does that happen? Oh, there's up to 3 grams of carbon in our bones when we die. So they take the ashes and put it into a lab. After 10 months and 3 grams lighter, or 4 I think it is, you have a diamond that somebody gets to wear around their neck and remember you by. But why do you have to die? Why do you have to die to shine so brightly? Why do you have to shine after you die? Do it now. What are you waiting for? Reveal the many facets of who you are now, every single aspect of you, because next week isn't guaranteed to anybody. So literally, what the F are you waiting for? Who? Are you waiting for permission from somebody? Because I ain't coming. Because nobody knows that's what you want for yourself. And if you don't know who you are, you don't even know that you want it for yourself. You just know that this life of mediocrity that you've been having for the last 25, 30 years, it's not the one. It's not the one for you anymore. But you're scared of making change because then you'll feel that you're going to be alone and everybody around you will start wanting to find out what's up with you. You know, someone's got into her. She's not the same since her dad died. You're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be the same. Stop putting your square self back in the round hole. That's not how it works. You know, stop trying to force yourself like Cinderella into that shoe. It doesn't fit. You're not it anymore. You're not that thing anymore. Time to make the changes. Universe is shouting, hello. Are you going to start looking and finding out who the F you are? Are you going to start doing the inner work? You know, the healing never stops. I've done so much healing. Qualified as a Reiki master in 2000, just because I needed to fix my shit, because I needed to. I knew I was in a dark space. And it's continued, life got in the way, so it stopped. And then it's after my dad passed, it was with Gusto. Does anybody know where the Mariana Trench is? Deepest part of the South Pacific Ocean. It has the seabed, and then there's another drop that if Mount Everest was at the base of that, it would still be 2 kilometres short of the surface of the water. That's how damn deep that is. And I always say that to people. I've been to the Mariana Trench in my soul. And as somebody who coaches and heals people, I can only take you as far as I can. Right? So this is why you have to ask the question of the individual, what have you endured? And have them speak to you about stuff. And you know, anybody who says they've done the healing is just getting a double one of them. You haven't. It never stops. My evolution is continuing. I'm ascending faster and faster because I'm doing the healing work. And it'll continue on until I'm literally just a ball of light walking around. And what I have found of late is that more and more people say they recognise me. I feel like I know you from somewhere. Does anybody think that before I told you about the TV work? Just out of interest. Right. Anybody else? Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
And that's what another woman said to me. I don't have a telly in my house. So then it dropped in for me in that moment, like a download, whatever you want to call it, an intuitive hit. You're seeing my soul. Your soul recognizes my soul because the essence of my soul is exactly what yours is made of. They're different. The only difference is my aesthetic, my personality based on my life's experiences. But what is actually familiar in all of us, when they talk about that thing, that, you know, we are all one, that is the thing. Your soul is recognizing my soul. It's like, hey fam, hey, you recognize me. But the human element of you is creating the block because you're not trying to make sense from the logical place. Logic doesn't come into it. You've got to start doing more from here, you know? And this is what's missing for us all, is being able to operate from here. Vulnerability wasn't even an option for me up until I got past. I never cried because it was a sign of weakness, and if I'm weak, I'll break the link that's keeping me strong, and I can't afford to be weak. I need to survive, I need to function. So no wonder my body decided to say, hey, rheumatoid arthritis in the house, after a year on the West End. That I didn't really want to do, but I did it because, hey, you're supposed to, and every actor's dream is in a Buckso, so you better get on that stage. At 42, living in London in a flat on my own. Great when you're 22, not when you're 42 and you've got 11-year-old twins at home that are just starting high school that year, and you know, you're not going to be there for it, you know? You're not going to be able to be available. I wasn't already emotionally available, do you know what I mean? And then physically I couldn't be available. Beat yourself a bit more about that, you know, give yourself some more of that. Because it was all me trying to do too many things. From ego, fear, masculine energy. This is what I was an alpha female. So I emasculated my husband over the years. No wonder he went and sought solace elsewhere, emotionally. And you know, that's when I sat up and thought, bitch, you better do something about yourself. Because did you lose your family and everything so that you could just have this and him go? No, that's not what you signed up for. So we worked through it. And again, recently when I qualified in September as a Star Magic healer, I had a week away. I'm coming back as a different energy ball. So whoever I was in your head, and whoever you still think I might be because you're holding on to that shit, you're going to have to let that go because I'm not showing up like that anymore, which means you don't get to be like that with me anymore. So we had a conversation about it, because the week before December, at Christmas, I had something different, something brand new called Ascension Touch, 13 symbols put into my energy field. Like Reiki, you have symbols put in. This is like a PhD of healing. Say Reiki's your masters. Nobody actually asks what happens after Reiki, do they? We don't say, what's next? Because we just don't know what we don't know. But I've had it channeled. And these 13 symbols have been now put into my biofield, auric field, whatever you want to call it. And as a result of that, it discombobulated him to the max. So he's all confused now. I'm like, what's going on? You're all right. Yeah, I don't know. I can't reciprocate the love you're giving me. I was like, okay, that's all right. You haven't got it for yourself, that's why. Don't make me wrong. Don't make us wrong. Don't make this wrong. Nothing's wrong with us. What it's doing is just putting a mirror up to you saying, you want to start loving yourself, mate? You want to start loving yourself a bit? Because that's why you can't receive my love. I know I wasn't that person 20 years ago when I was going through hell, but I'm that person today. You got a new wife. We all after 25 years of being together. You know? And I was celebrating that and coming from a place of love. And he couldn't receive it because he's like, I don't know what is this? And he's been around my woo stuff all our lives together, you know? So that was the shock, but he couldn't believe what he was feeling because his logical brain, which he was able to operate from, wasn't giving any answers. He was feeling all these feelings and like, what's going on? Oh, I feel a bit confused. Do I still want to be with you? And are we still going to be together? Can this work? Oh, you're a bitch, once upon a time. Oh, you really did nice now. Oh, all of this going on for him. And I had to allow him to be. And I had the strength and something, I can only put it down to these symbols, giving me the power to trust the process. I always spoke, yeah, trust the process, I trust the process. It was just talk. I never genuinely felt it on a cellular level. But now I feel everything on a cellular level with real conviction because I'm connected now, directly connected to source, higher self, inner self, whatever you want to call it. And I trust the process now. I really do trust it now. And in that moment I said to him, I love you, I love me more, but I love us. So somebody deserves this version of me, right? So if you need to be who you need to be in a 3D way and do the divorce thing, because your parents did after 25 years, let's copy them. Or you could do my parents, they've been together 60 years, hated each other towards the end. But why don't we try something new? Why don't we try continuing our union, where one of the partners is kind of healed from all of her shit, and we get to function in a way where you need to be who you need to be, I'll be who I need to be, and let's just be together sometimes as we're going along. Yeah? You go and be on holiday with your mates, I'll go on mine with my mates. You go on your own. If you want to go on your own, then we'll go together. How about that? We don't own anybody. It's not possession. You be who you need to be. I love you. I want you to prosper. I want you to heal as well. So he'll do that in his own time. I just need to make sure I'm 100%. And that's the best thing that I could ever do. So when that came to pass, and the kids as well, they're all picking up. They're 21 now. My daughter's massively into yoga, healing. She's read The Alchemist. She's a reader. My son, very emotionally open because I've encouraged that. I've asked him if he's upset. I want him to cry. Because the kids that are born after 2002, they're starseeds. They haven't got the 7 chakras. They've got huge heart centers. So let's call it ADHD and autism and all that. We've got to put a label on it, haven't we? And then pop a pill in it so it keeps them dull. So we diminish the light. I know parents have to function and cope with it, I get it. But parents need to get more conscious. They need to get more conscious and they need to heal their shit. Do you know what I mean? And take responsibility for who they are being. Because we exacerbate the issue. You know, animals pick up on the owner's behaviours. You know, my mother-in-law has dementia. The dog is just so anxious, so anxious. Because it picks up on all of her energies, especially passing it through. You know? So the kids are going to have that as well. It's our responsibility to do that. So this is why I'm talking about the beauty in life after loss. I think death, I think loss is so fantastic for your evolution as a soul. And, people say we write this out for ourselves, the blueprint, so we can learn from it and heal from it. But if you're not going to do anything about it and continue to speak about being life happening to you, yeah, but why? I do all of this and I do all that. Nothing goes right for me. Nothing's happening for me. And then so it is. And the universe will continue giving the energy because it can't differentiate between positive and negative thoughts. It will just keep fueling that fire that you've got. So make a choice. Everything's always about a choice. Like today, why are you here? Why are you giving it this time in your life that you're never going to get back again? You don't get to do this again. If you went out there and got October by a voice, have you had this couple of hours? Has it been well spent? Are you showing up? Actually showing up in life and getting involved in your own life? You know, or are you just doing things like lip service? Are you saying things because it's just the right thing to say? Why do you do what you do? And always ask yourself in these scenarios, why am I going here? Oh God, it keeps you happy. But does it make you happy? No, it doesn't make you happy. You ain't getting that time back again that you're giving to them. I really want to swear. I mean, is anybody offended by swearing? I should have asked Dyhan Ji if she's okay with swearing. Can I swear? Anybody offended by swearing? Cameraman, what we saying? Can you bleep it out? Go for it. Yeah? It's... I can't remember what I was going to say now. I got that excited. I could swear. I was given permission to swear. Oh, was that all getting excited? Like, getting kid. What was I saying? Who's listened? Who's been listening? Show the fuck up. That's what I meant to say. Show the fuck up in your own life. Get involved. Do you know what I mean? It's like when people just go about the business like, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You know, it's just, yeah, I know. Well, nothing else to do. Mate, you're not getting this time back again. Trust me, if your time was limited, you had 6 months less, would you be fucking out here right now? Stop doing shit for other people. Stop saying yes when you mean no. How can I stop being a people pleaser, Buckso? That's the thing. You're not prepared to do the work that it takes. Yeah, oh God, that's too painful. In case they say, what? The words ain't stabbing you. You won't get stabbed and lashings if you have some. Let them have some of that. They'll get over it. Because they don't like the change because you're starting to talk back. They don't want you to change though, because if you change, that changes all of my dynamics in my life, and I've got to show up differently. I don't want to do the fucking work, so stop forcing me to do the work. That's what they really need. You know, all this love and light and floating around and this and all this coming from a place of love. It's bullshit, mate. It's all shit. And when you float around thinking that, you know, you wear the crystals and you do the things and you go vegan and you're doing all this, you're full of shit. Because you haven't done the work. You're putting on a facade, mate. But the universe is going to show you, it's going to put you on your arms. And then what you're going to do? You'll still deny it though, because ego's still running the show. And that's the thing. That is the thing. I'll be honest with you, ego tried to play a part in today's little talk. Because I didn't see anybody floating or coming to take a seat. I was telling this lady here at the back. I'm not going to go and sit down. I'm not going to stand over there if there's nobody sat down on the chairs. Okay, I won't do the talk. I'm not bothered. But then Dyhan Ji said that yesterday she makes an announcement and then people will come and sit down. I was like, oh, all right then, I'll do it. And then there's like nice amount of people sat here, which is lovely. So thank you for saying that and having this time with me. But I'm fair enough, I'm on now. A bit of a tangent, but that's because I've been allowed to swear and I'm like, where do I go next? But genuinely, no, honestly, for me now, living life authentically, which is what I do, self-proclaimed queen of authenticity. What you see is what you get. In the healing room, in the coaching space, because I MC and I host events as well. And if I can swear it, it's even better. Always ask permission first. If it's corporate, I'll just say F this and F that, but you know, they'll still get an element of that. Because you know what, for me, have I got a grasp of the English language? Probably not, but nothing drives the point home better than an F-bomb. Would you agree? Wouldn't you agree though? And when you stub your toe, oh, drat. What's that about? The F is the thing. Do you know what I mean? It's the thing that gives it the punch. It's like punches it back for you. But you know, when I used to do it before, it used to be with anger. And now, I went to watch my son do this ultra white collar boxing last night. He's been training, bless him, he's 21, been training for the last 2 months, 6 weeks. And he's into personal fitness, he's a personal trainer now, just qualified. And watching him fighting on there, and a couple of women had matches as well. And my husband said, would you be able to do it? Would you want to do that? I was like, no, because I haven't got the aggression in me anymore. Before 2000, yeah, I'd probably given it a go. Because I had that much anger and aggression and that fire. You know, and that's the thing. Where are your words coming from? When you're saying what you're saying to yourself, to other people, what's the energy behind the words? No, it doesn't really bother me what people say. Fuck them. But what does that mean? What's the energy behind the F them? Is it anger? Is it like, fear, or is it, what is it? Because I guarantee you there's something there. Not making you right or wrong, just getting you to become more self-aware. Self-awareness is key in your healing process. And there'll be people that go to these events that just want to do the superficial stuff. You know, I've had a crystal, I've had a bit of Reiki, a bit of sound healing, got some joss sticks, I'm on it. I can manage the next 6 months. See you next time, yeah? No. These places are supposed to be a support mechanism, not a crutch. You're not supposed to be a crutch where you like come for your fix, because you're going to go back to the addicted life of toxicity for the next 6 months, and then come back here to cleanse your energy. I've cleansed my chakras. Bully for you, mate. Go and push your money up the wall a bit more. You know what I mean? Why not just get 50 quid out, burn it, because that's literally what you think the activity means you do the thing. Like I think going to a personal trainer once a week means I'm keeping fit. Especially when I tell him I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. No, I won't do that. That's too heavy. That you need to take some weights off that. I bet he loves me. Do you know what I mean? Who am I kidding? What's the point, Buckso? But I'm owning that, so I'm not going to be a bitch about the results I'm not getting. I'm not going to moan about it. Oh, he's shit. Oh, what was that like? Oh, it's rubbish, he is. Yeah, he's not. You just not do the work. So when you ask somebody their opinion about what that energy healing was like, or what they said, what was it like to talk, always take it with a pinch of salt, because that was their experience. Like somebody here could be sat and somebody outside saying, what was her talk like? Yeah, I didn't really like it, she swore a lot. And that's your choice, because you choose to focus on that. Because the truth fucking hurt, isn't it? And God forbid you have to openly admit to the fact that something was said that hit home, because then you've got to go and do something about it, because you acknowledged it. And that's the problem. Self-awareness and acknowledgement means you've got to do something about it. And you know, we're not always ready for it. And I understand that. We're not always ready to do the work. But just know that about yourself, own it, take responsibility for the fact that I'm not prepared to do it, I'm 70 now, what's the point? And so it is. So it is. As long as you're not bitching, moaning about your life, you go for it, mate. And that's the issue. If you've got a problem with it, do something about it. Now, will I be able to handle, when my mum passes, will I be able to handle that better? It'll be different, because with her will go all of the trauma that we've had unresolved, because she won't talk about her stuff. I tried to bring up stuff about what was she going through when she was carrying me, because one thing that came up for me in December, when my husband was doing all this madness, abandonment. I've never felt abandonment before. I've never understood why I would feel abandoned. Why would I feel abandoned? I've never been abandoned. But when you realise that your DNA has epigenetic tags on it, you don't have to have experienced the thing, but it's passed down through your DNA. So when my mum was carrying me, she came back from India with the 3 elder siblings, and my dad says, nah, I'm not coming back for the birth of another girl. Because we had 5 girls, 1 boy, he's the youngest. So what was my mum feeling in that moment? Abandonment. What else would she been feeling? Fear. Unsafe. Insecure. I've got 3 kids I've taken back to the UK. She had support when she came back to the UK. Not much, but the community got together. So I would have had all of that go into my system, my veins, my DNA, my cell structure and all that while I was forming. So I've not had that experience per se, but I've had to do it as a byproduct, which is why it's imperative as a parent. And if I knew then what I know now, my God, I'd started a year before deciding to have kids of healing my shit. So I didn't pass it on to them. You know, there's a lot of us that sit here and say, yeah, but nah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Kids these days want to kick up the arse, they don't know what the bloody was born with, no, they don't. That's the point. They don't know. They don't know what they don't. I say to my kids all the time, I was like, you know what, I wish I could fuck you up a bit more. But that's, so you really got to feel what it is to have to survive. But actually, they're not made of the same stuff as us. They're just not made of the same stuff. The energy is different. They're coming here so much more higher vibrational frequency. They can't function with the 3D reality that we're in, this matrix. So it's our job to support them, to be able to see an alternative way. Not tell them what to do, just say, hey, there's a path over here you can look at as well if you want. That's a new way of living, how about that? In your own time. Like now my son will ask me to run his bars, which is what I'm doing today. I'm doing some taster sessions, 30-minute sessions of access bars. This is where you have 32 points on the brain. Scientifically proven by neuroscientist Dr. Fannin, F-A-N-I-N. He's done a video on YouTube where he's had a group of people doing 4 hours of Kundalini yoga and a group of people over here having an hour of access bars, having their bars run. The brainwave activity was the same after their 4 hours and after that hour. So the best case scenario, the worst case scenario is that it'll be like the best massage you've ever had, physiologically how you feel after a session. Best case scenario is life-changing. And that's what it was for me in 2017. So when I started to do it on my son and say, mate, why don't we run your bars for you? Oh, no. They don't need it as long as us because they haven't been on this planet as long. But he'd have it, he'd relax, he'd enjoy it. Anxiety was a huge issue for him. Now he'll ask me for it. And I said to him, mate, what, you know, he asked me to run your bars for you. What does he do for you? So it just starts me thinking about shit. That's his 21-year-old way of explaining it. Because when you have 90% of your thoughts coming back every day, they don't serve a purpose, you know, and the majority of them are from a negative perspective, subconscious mind. Yeah, if you're having 60,000, they say 60,000, it's now 6,000. Too many thousands, in my opinion. If 90% are the same, how does that serve you? How does that serve a purpose in your life? So you've got to start thinking to yourself, if you can't meditate, which is a way of clearing it, which a lot of people struggle with, having your bars run, find somebody, there's people in Stoke that do it, have your bars run, I swear to God, it's life-changing. It was for me in 2017. I was able to show up in auditions. I think that's why I got the Aladdin gig. You know, that's why, because I didn't have those thoughts that are getting in the way, subconsciously saying to me, what the hell, you've got no chance. Wait till they find out you've got no qualifications. That's going on background. Even if I'm not having that consciously, it's going on, it's playing around in the background all the time. So I know I was able to show up differently. And now I show up so differently in auditions, I don't get the jobs. Because I couldn't give a shit. I generally do not go in, and I think you've got to have a bit of ego in the industry to go in there and care enough to want to get that job. I don't care enough. And if somebody wants to give me the gig because something lands, then great. But that's not the reason I've been put on this planet. It's it is to have a microphone in front of me, that's for sure. Whether I'm singing or speaking. And I know the healing happens through my voice. So that's what I do in my retreats, is voice, high velocity voice activation. For people to find their voice as well. Because not enough of us are speaking our truth. And you can't if you're not connected to the truth of who you are. So I'm going to open the floor to some questions. We've got 5 minutes left, I think. Anybody want to ask a question? Find your voice. You can come to me at the table if you want to afterwards. But does anybody have any question right now? Of anything I've said? So I do them in Derbyshire, mainly. So the next shire, really. Next shire along. So, and in those retreats, what we do is something called Diamond Quantum Healing, where I bring in all the modalities, whatever I feel called to do in that moment, and amalgamate it all, because there's never one thing that helps you, by the way. I go and if somebody says, oh, I have Reiki done every month, is that it? Is that all you expose yourself to? There's so many things you could be accessing. One thing ain't going to do the thing. It's a mixture of stuff. You've got to go where you're led with all of that. So within those retreats, we do a lot of channeling through the voice. So I have a woman that comes and she actually channeled these symbols for me with a sound that correlates to each symbol. So I'm rolling that out from May, and it'll be something that's done once a month. One day you'll have 4 symbols, the next month you'll have 4 symbols, the third month you'll have the 5. Because you've got to allow the integration, because I had it done a week before Christmas as all 13, and I don't recommend you do that, because we'll put it to my husband. But because I was so advanced in my journey and ability to hold light and space and all of that, I didn't lose my shit. I did. I was like, help me, for about 1 day on the sofa. And I really did think, shit, am I still going through this stuff? But that's what I'm saying to you. You think you're clear of it. You're not. Do you know? So always be open, ready and willing to receive all that is for your higher self or something better. Don't limit yourself by just saying, yes, I want this for my higher self. No, and something better. When you have something going wrong in your life, don't say, God, can it get any worse than this? Because the universe has just said, worse than this, please. Yeah, it'll show you. Instead say, how does it get better than this? When life's going great, Don't ever say, oh, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? Yes, it does. Stop limiting yourself. Ask, how does it get better than this? My life's amazing. How does it get better than this? You have people in your life saying, oh, you're selfish, always wanting more, greedy. No. This is my God-given birthright of love and abundance. On all levels. And I'm here to receive all of that. And more. Because you know that I'm showing up as the truth of who you are, you give other people permission to do that. And that's why you're supposed to do it. Stop making it about yourself. Thank you for listening to me, guys. I really appreciate that. Your time. Feel free to come and ask me any question. Any question. And I will answer it. Do not be scared. Ask those questions that you're desperate to ask of other people in your life. And how shall I do that? How can I go about it? It's not necessarily how you show up with them, it's how you show up full stop. They can't be the same with you if you continue showing up in a different energy. If you walk in with your shoulders drooped, ready for that lashing off them because that's how they talk to you, and you just tolerate it, they're going to carry on doing it. Walk in with your shoulders back, head up, as if to say, bitch, what you got to say today? Yeah? That's what it's about. Walk up, own your space and place. If you don't like what they're saying, I'm going to stop you there. This time is precious to me, and I don't know if I'll go over here next week, so I'm going to go. But when you're ready to talk to me properly, not from a place of negative emotion, we'll have a chat. You get to do that. That's your right. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day.
We are with Buckso. Welcome. It is such a pleasure. Buckso, you are energy transformational coach.
That's right.
Tell us what you do.
So
apart from that,
I know there's a gamut of things that I do, and whenever people ask me what it is that I do specifically, it's transform your energy. Basically, I'm an energy transformation coach, spiritual practitioner, spiritual life coach, an alternative life coach, really, because I don't do the softly approach, as you will have seen from my recent talk that I did. It is both barrels, and I think that's because mainly there's too much skirting around subjects. People need to have the information direct to avoid any confusion, because this journey that you go on through your life, this life path journey, is hard. It's tough. And floating around in kaftan, smelling of patchouli and saying love and light every 2 minutes is just not the thing. And because it didn't feel like that to me, and that's a certainty.
Pockets full of crystals.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all that putting the power outside of ourselves. Crystals will enhance, right? They're great at vibrating and maximizing energy, okay? But they're not the thing that's actually fixing you in that moment. Your mind is telling you that, which just goes to show how powerful your mind can be.
We were talking about this actually the other week, Buckso, to be honest, and we were saying, at what point do you think you outgrow those tools?
Yeah.
Because you can use crystals for so long, but at some point you're going to think, I don't need these.
That's right. And you're supposed to. Like, you know, I've had crystal necklaces on and they're just broken for no reason. It's not tugged in anything. It's because you don't need it anymore. People get very attached to things and like, I've lost my crystals. Oh, where's me? Oh my God. All of a sudden, they're not going to be able to function. They've decided, I won't be able to function now because I've lost my crystal. When you put so much of an onus on something that's outside of you, you disempower yourself day in, day out. And that's why you have this anxiety, the solar plexus activity giving you grief, because that's the seat of your power at the end of the day. And when you're doing activity on a daily basis that takes your power away, you're doing it. You're taking your power away on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is through us, not to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when people try to put it outside of them, they don't take any ownership. They don't take any responsibility for it, which means then they don't have to do anything about it. So the minute you acknowledge something and become more aware of what it is that you're doing, you have to then do something about it if you know it's of your own doing. People don't want to take responsibility, and that's the biggest problem in this industry. Never mind anywhere else, in the 3D matrix. In this bloody industry, the spirituality world, people are they're chatting can I swear?
Yeah.
Chatting shit on a regular basis to themselves, kidding themselves by being in this space, in this place, thinking that this is it. Because they're in this place, they've become that thing. No. Not the one. I'll call bullshit on that.
Yeah. And that is going to be our title for Buckso's full episode, Calling Bullshit.
Yeah. Calling bullshit on that.
Yeah.
You know, it's because there's nobody here that's prepared to put the neck on the line. I don't care if I don't get anybody sat in that chair today having a session with me. It's not about me coming here and saying, oh, better make your money back. How's it been for you? Bit quiet, isn't it? You know, they do all of this. In these events, they're fucking horrendous for it. Oh, you've done well today, haven't you? You've done well today, haven't you? You know.
And it's an air of desperation.
Oh, the amount of lack and scarcity mentality in this industry.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. And there's more people that need to fix their shit that come and stand at a stall like this, expecting, having their hand out, saying, what's in it for me? Well, how do you contribute? How do you contribute to a place like this?
Yeah.
Were you sat behind your table all day with a magazine? Were you sat behind your phone scrolling? You know, not talking to anybody, just giving them a smile and then carrying on. You know, did you get involved in your own life in that moment and show up and make a person feel that they could engage with you? Or were you just sat there being mardy because you thought it was quiet?
I love you already. I love you. Glenn, what's in it for you? Nothing.
This is it. This is it. And it's like, why? Like I asked you.
Yeah,
I said, why do you come here? You don't get paid. What are you here for? And it's because you love it so much.
Yeah, we just love being around
this
people.
space and place. And because you're that way inclined, I'm inclined to want to give more to you because you're giving, and the balance has to be restored. You know, because that's how the law of polarity works. Opposite has to occur.
Yes.
So if you have that balance right, it's like, so if I was always taking and just like saying, yeah, I'll do that interview with you, and then nothing else, it's got to go from somewhere in my life.
Yes.
It might not be from here today, but it's going to go from me from somewhere else. So I'm always in that motion of giving, because it has to come back to me somewhere. Yeah. It has to come back to me.
Yeah. Good. A really important question. Who did you play in Aladdin?
So the first 10 minutes, and this is great because you get to watch the film in peace then. In the first 10 minutes, I come on. Nothing worse waiting for somebody who you know to show up so you can say, there she is. But I've been in the entertainment industry for about 15 years now, but it's not the thing that drives me anymore. And when I did Aladdin, it was in 2017 that I filmed it, but it was aired and shown in 2019. And I'm in the first 10 minutes as the school teacher that goes at Aladdin and says, I blame parents, except he hasn't got 'em. First 10 minutes.
That voice. Oh my God.
There you go. And you'll know.
On that note, thank you. Where can we find you? Where can people find you?
Because I'm really shit at all things business-like, you could always go on to my website, which is not on there, I don't think. Or is it? BucksoDW.com?
It's at the bottom. Buckso. BucksoDW.com.
On my website.
Perfect.
Or you can go onto Instagram. Buckso, DW. BUCKSO space DW. Facebook's the same as well. LinkedIn, couldn't really give a shit about because it's full of tossers. But each to their own. I don't work on that platform. Too much dick swinging, for my opinion.
Yeah.
It works for the corporates. The corporates need what I do, but I'm not desperate for it. You know, I'm not desperate to be on there. Instagram, more connectivity on there for me. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, well, I'm with Mags. Hiya, Mags, and you're with your company?
Oh, I'm Life Transformation Specialists Limited.
Okay. I can't say all of those words at once, but that's why I gave it to you.
Cool.
But I was talking to you earlier, and we had a wonderful conversation, and you was telling me about the cards that you've produced as well. Would you like to actually tell us about some of those as well?
Yeah,
actually?
sure. These Libris Ascension cards were created by myself and two friends.
I'd like to hold them up and show everybody, yeah?
Yeah, they were created by myself and two friends in 2012.
Okay.
And they're pretty amazing. They've got their own vibration, and I use them for mediumship readings. But you can also use them to pick out one for, you know, what do I need to know today, or something to meditate on, and things like that. So they're beautiful cards. I love using them. So it's my intention to get them out there for people to use them.
Excellent. So where would people be able to purchase those cards from?
If they contact me if they go on my website and then message me, I'll sort
Would you
them
like
out.
to tell everybody your website address?
Yes, it's magslifetransformationspecialist.com. www.
That's wonderful. So you've been here since yesterday
I
as
have
well.
indeed,
Yeah.
yes.
How was it yesterday? Did you enjoy
Yeah,
it?
it was good yesterday. There was, I think with this type of event, people come and stick around because there's talks and things like that rather than just quick in and out. And they're more, for me, they seem more interested in this type, the whole event. So yeah, it was good.
Fantastic. And I understand you're doing a talk a little bit later on today. Is that
I am,
correct?
yeah, I'm doing one shortly and I'm talking about quantum human design.
Okay, so for the listeners and viewers, what is quantum design, healing design?
So quantum human design looks at a blueprint on how you're wired. If I could show you this.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This is what I have on my stand. So basically, it's using your birth data like you would for an astrology chart.
Okay.
It's based on astrology, I Ching, the chakra system, and the tree of life. So it's all that knowledge.
Yeah.
And so basically, it's a blueprint on how your energy runs. So
Okay.
when you know how your energy runs, then you can make adjustments in your life, because when you're out of alignment,
Yeah.
you can feel tired, you can feel like you've got no clarity. A lot of people say to me, what's my purpose? So when they're out of alignment, they lose all that connection.
Yeah, definitely.
So the system doesn't label you, it doesn't say this is who you are, so therefore is this.
Okay.
It's knowing how your energy runs, and then when you own it and take it for yourself, then you go where you need to go. So when you go into something correctly for you, you can do anything you want.
That's brilliant. So you're allowing people to find their own way with your guidance
Yes,
and your
yes.
expertise there.
Yeah.
That's very important. Obviously, over the last 4 years, we've all gone through a transformational change.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still people, not judging by saying this, but there's still people that are on that journey of finding themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, that methodology that you speak of there will be most beneficial, definitely. And it's a non-intrusive healing
Mm-hmm. Yes.
either as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because people are drawn to what they need.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talk about alignment and manifestation and things like that. You get drawn to what you need, so there's not one answer.
Okay.
Quantum human design really helped me. It's the answer for me, and it helps a lot of people. But if people are not drawn to it, then they're following their soul, and that's right too.
Yeah. And I believe you do something of this nature, like a coaching session over Zoom, is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
So what I do, I offer a complimentary consultation.
Okay.
If people are interested, so they can get a free chart off my website and a free 12-page report to get
Yeah.
some understanding. And if it's like, oh, this is really interesting, I need some help with this, then they can book a complimentary consultation, and then we'll talk about what their needs are and how I may help, or if I can't help, where I can direct them. So for me, I like to go through the chart in the coaching, but also then what do you do about it? It's not just information, it's like how do you use that to transform your life? So that's why I do a coaching program, and we can talk about that when they're on the call. But also, and there's no obligation if it's like they get what they need, or they need to try something else, then that's fine.
So where can people find you to make that consultation with you?
Again, it's on my website.
Okay.
There's a book a call button.
Excellent. And then they can take it from there with that Zoom appointment.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for allowing us to chat with you today,
Oh,
Max.
thank you for chatting with me.
We are with our next guest for today, Kelly Hindson. Hi, Kelly. From Soul Expression. Kelly, tell us about what you're doing today.
So today I'm doing mini readings. So with the readings, it's very different to what usually people do. It's done by automatic writing, and we'll tap into the higher self of you, and we'll channel information either from your past life, soul purpose. We'll get to energetic causes to illnesses, things like that.
Okay.
Whatever you want to ask. So we're doing a special today, which is £25 just for 30 minutes, but you can also win a free reading as well, which is usually £150 for a full reading. It'll be about 5 or 6 A4 pages long, really get into the depth of the core of you.
Okay.
I'm also able to channel frequency. So I only do it on a piece of wood, and I'm able to channel the frequency, and then you can use it to charge up water. it will be embedded with your own higher self frequency. So it's bringing down the essence of you and able to put it into water, charge your food, use it for healing, lots of different things.
Right, okay. So you work with past lives as well,
I do.
and future lives.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with that?
The past lives, okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, I always work with the higher self. I don't work with guides, angels, anything like that. I always go straight direct to the higher self of the person. And then with this, I will ask a particular set of questions. Say, for example, I always say, what's a relevant past life to your current life now? And it will detail, really deep detail of where you, what life you've basically come from, and come into this one to learn the same lessons or carry on the lessons. And then we'll ask questions on what's come out in the reading, basically, and then find out this big picture of your past life, what your name was, what you did, and you'll find that it's kind of relevant to your life now.
Yes,
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So Glenn Kelly has also already agreed to be a guest for a full episode, so we're quite looking forward to that as well. Kelly, tell us a little bit about your own awakening and your own path.
Okay, so I am doing a talk later at 4, and it's a really amazing kind of journey. I've come from, in 2013, I was just in the middle of an ordinary life, and went to a Zumba class one day, and in this Zumba class I was doing our normal exercise, and all of a sudden I hit the floor and I couldn't walk. And that was a cascade of 4 years worth of wrong diagnosis from different things, lots of different things. But in the end, it turned out I had a really rare form of cancer.
Right.
I was going blind, my organs were shutting down. By this time, couldn't walk for about 3 or 4 years. So I was on crutches all the time. My kids were really young at the time. And it was the awakening when I had to have a bone marrow transplant to get rid of it. And it was during that process, lying in the bed as ill as I possibly could ever be. Didn't think I was going to live. And my mum was at the side of me. And I was trying to wake myself up for 5 hours, but I was awake, but I just couldn't move. So I just felt so poorly. And I turned my head to the side. I was like, oh, I'm not dead. And my mum was like, no, okay, you've had a really good sleep. You're all right. I was like, no, if I go to sleep, I'm going to die. I've not been asleep. And she says, okay. And anyway, I went to sleep. I woke up, and I was just amazed that I'd survived. So that started off a process of, I was thanking whatever. I wasn't spiritual whatsoever. I never meditated in my life, nothing. And it started off a process of me feeling all these things in my hands and fingers and thinking I was getting ill again. I felt like I was being pulled out of my body. I was like, oh, I'm getting sick. Blind panic. And it wasn't until my friend said to me, I think you're feeling energy, Kel. I was like, no, I don't know what that is. And it wasn't until my daughter went to Reiki, and I had it, and all those feelings that I'd had amplified multiple times. I was like, oh my God, so this energy thing is a real thing. And that just started me on a process of how, there's lots more to it than that.
But we will catch up with that, because we can go into more depth in your full hours episode as well. So I'm looking forward to recording with you, Kelly, for that. So thank you for today.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I think we just entered the afternoon.
I think so, yeah.
And I'm with Rumily.
Rumily Creations.
With Rumily Creations. That's an interesting name there.
Yeah, it's coined after my kids.
Okay.
So I've got Ruby, Lily and Miles.
Oh, okay.
And was just sat one night trying to come up with a business name. I had no idea where I was going with it. And it was just there.
Just came.
It just came.
Intuitively, you got the name for your business.
Yes, yeah.
And so how long has that business been going then?
Officially a few months. Been working on it for a few years, trying to establish just exactly what it is I wanted to do. Yeah. So specialising in pre-made and personalised items. Obviously, as you've seen, there's pre-made here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're fairly new on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
website is coming soon, hopefully.
It all takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
And you're out here, obviously, out and about now
Yes,
to get the name out there as well.
Try and get myself out there.
And how are you finding it at your first show?
It's been, do you know what? It's been amazing. It's been really, really, really lovely. Everyone here was so nice and made everyone feel really welcome. And like I say, people know that it was my first time out today, so they were sort of like, okay,
this is what happens.
This is what we do. And it's been such a lovely, lovely communication between everyone.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you personalise the T-shirts as well? And
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
So
and the mugs and everything?
Yeah, so we've got mugs, tumblers, magnets and T-shirts here today, personalised each and every one of them. So like I say, it's whether it's with a pre-made design or it's...
Or you can make it unique as well.
Yes, yeah,
for the
so
clients.
say if you wanted some pictures of your kids or your grandparents or parents, whoever it is, I can put that on any of the
Your
items.
water bottle or...
Yeah.
Okay. So they've got affirmations on as well, haven't they?
Yes.
Because Phil mentioned that when he came across.
Yes.
Which is really important, I think, isn't it?
100%. The range I have today is like exactly like you said, it's positive affirmations. I believe in that if you take something with you, so see, even if you had a mug and you got it at home, you could be having the worst day and you sit there and you just read it and you just read something and it's just that little thought in the back of your head of, oh, well, yeah,
it's good
I
for your
am
mental
enough.
health, isn't it?
Of course, 100%. You know, just remind you that you are enough. You are loved. You've got everybody around you. And sometimes just that little positive thought
Just to see that word,
can change your day.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very important as well these days, isn't it? In difficult times that we're in.
100%.
So where do you see yourself going in the future?
I'd love to have a shop.
Okay.
I'd love to have my own shop, and you know, not just being based online. Getting to meet people and speak to people, and carrying all of that forward. And it's something for my kids, you know, because getting into this, I've got 3 disabled children, so it was I needed a business that worked around them, that worked around me, being able to pull everything together. And I think having a shop, being able to work in my own hours so I can take care of my kids as well.
How old are your children?
9, 7 and 3.
Okay.
So,
Hands full then a bit.
Yes. One way of putting it. But yeah, so it's all been coined and made
So that's
to fit
why
around
you
them.
sort of, and because you like the spiritual aspects, that's why you got into doing your business then, is that right?
Yeah, so there's multiple reasons, you know, there's the reasons of my children, there's the reasons of branching out into sort of every world that there is, you know, there's every genre. Doing what I do, I can fit and tailor make it to anybody and everybody.
Okay.
Whether that's here at this event today, you know, spiritually, or different event, it doesn't matter
Because
where
you can
it
put
is.
pictures, can't you? You can put anything on there really. It's whatever the client wants, or you've got some templates that you can show.
Yes,
clients as
100%.
well.
And sort of say like the personalised things, obviously they're directly through me because I'll need your pictures, names, whatever it is. But all of the pre-made items, I can adapt and tailor make to the event, to the person, to whoever it is that would like it.
So you've done this for a few years, you say, in the background.
Yes,
for friends and family.
Yeah, it was just something I sort of saw it one day on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'd love to do that.
Okay.
And then looked into it a bit more, and that more then came. I felt this fire of like, I really like this. I really want to do this. It's always been quite arty and crafty and things like that. So this kind of fell perfectly.
Do you draw as well then and paint and things like that?
Yeah, I do like to do that. But when I have the spare time. But no, it's those two worlds coming together. So.
Brilliant, yeah, okay. So have you got a website or a Facebook page?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook just under Rumily Creations, the same as Instagram. I do have
your
a
website's
website.
coming, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
it
right,
should be coming in the next 2 weeks. So yes, we'll have a website too.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much.
It's late in the day. We're on the afternoon shift, and I am now with Bev Raftery from Pure Crystals. Good afternoon, Bev.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are
Tell
you?
us, I'm good. We've had a really nice day so far.
Brilliant.
So a little bit of time left. Tell us what you're doing today. Tell us.
Okay, so
tell us what you're doing.
I'm selling crystals. So I have a small shop in Allsager, and I sell the beautiful crystal energy. So I sell crystals for I've all sorts, from the smallest tumblestone to the very biggest specimen pieces, and the idea of behind crystals is that they're a frequency and an energy that can support you when your frequency and energies may need lifting a little bit.
Yes, yeah. Out of the crystals, and you have got a beautiful array. I don't know if Glenn can see all of these, but you have got a beautiful array of stuff.
Thank you.
Is there anything in particular that you think is your favourite?
I have so many favourites, but at this time, I suppose what I'm really loving is the clear quartz, because clear quartz is the master healer, and clear quartz will bring healing light and frequencies through all of your body, through all of your energy centres. So that's always a good one to have in your collection, because then you know that no matter how you're feeling, that master healer, that clear quartz can support you. And clear quartz comes from the very smallest little tumblestone to an amazing specimen pieces, which they're just out of this world, when you can get lost in the beauty of them, and the vibrations that they offer are so beautiful as well.
How did you come across the world of crystals?
It was through me being at a low ebb in my life back in 2006, and I was looking for something, and I needed some support. And actually, I was given 2 crystals, an amethyst and a rose quartz, and they said, go and lie on the bed, put the rose quartz on your heart centre, and hold the amethyst somewhere wherever you feel called to. Did that, and it was like, wow, amazing. I just felt surrounded with love and peace, which those 2 crystals do offer. So that started me on a journey with working with energy, Reiki, and all of that sort of thing. And then that led me to offer crystals in the work that I did with energy, like Reiki and stuff like that. And then that just has expanded over the years, really.
Okay. What would you suggest for somebody that is quite adept at manifestation and knows how manifestation works, but also has those intrusive thoughts of and manifests the opposite? What would you suggest?
It's sort of coming into your willpower, then I would say getting into citrine. Citrine is an amazing crystal to help you to manifest.
Of life.
The zest of life. Citrine, pyrite, something like that really ignites that fire in your will. Know that you have everything within you to manifest whatever it is that you wish to manifest. So for me, that would be one that you could, obviously there's many, but that would be one that I would certainly start with.
Lovely, thank you. Good. Thank you. And lastly, where can people find you?
They can find me in Alsager. So I have a small shop called Pure Crystals, and I'm behind another shop called Two Doors Studio. I'm on Crewe Road in Alsager. I am on social media. Pure Crystals water bottles on Facebook, and on Instagram it's Pure Crystals Holistics. Perfect. So they can have a look at me there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely rest of your day.
Well, good afternoon. I'm here with Helen from Taurus Tells. So tell us more about Taurus Tells, Helen.
Taurus Tells is an organic business. I just do it because I like crystals and helping people.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So do the crystals make you feel good and you like to pass them on to people when you're selling them?
Yeah, or friends if they feel a bit sad, I like to help them out.
That's lovely, isn't it? And you do Reiki as well, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a level 2 Reiki practitioner.
Fantastic, yeah. So you must be very empathic and feel people's sort of energy as you work with them and things like that.
Yeah.
Good, and how long have you been doing this then?
Oh gosh, I qualified last year as a Reiki practitioner, and I've been doing Taurus Tells since 2017.
Okay, so that's quite a while then.
It's a while, yeah.
Yeah, so just organically because you like doing it as well.
Organically.
And you've done a few shows, you said, over that time.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, and do you want to just carry on just spreading the word of the crystals and your healing? What's your plans for the future?
Just seeing where it goes organically, helping as many people as I can.
As you can, yeah. And you work with your mum as well?
I think I drag her along more than anything.
I'm sure she comes to support you, doesn't she? Yeah. Does she like the crystals as well?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And do you have a Facebook page?
I do. It's at Taurus_Tells.
Yeah. Right, and do you have a website as well?
Yeah, www.taurus-towels.com.
Okay, so people can get you on Facebook and your website then, yeah?
Yeah.
And are you on Instagram as well?
I am at Taurus-towels.
Wow, yeah. So I'm sure if they type that in, it'll all come up on the different platforms for you then.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Well, you know, it sounds amazing what you're doing, and I'm sure it'll give you confidence as well as you go through, because you're quite young, aren't you?
I'm 27.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. What are you using? You look so young. It must be the crystals.
I have an Asian grandmother.
Ah,
Yeah.
fabulous. Yeah, well, keep doing what you're doing and spreading the word there, and I hope you do really well.
Thank you.
And thank you for your interview.
Know that as well as these events in Nantwich, I'm also running events in Alsager as well. We have some amazing speakers, healers, therapists and exhibitions there. And I'm also from April going to be running healing meditation days in Congleton in a teepee. So that'll be lovely, especially as the weather gets a little bit warmer. So I'm hoping some of you will come in during for that. It will be really powerful. Yeah, it's from 10:30 till 2:30. I've done it so it fits in with people who have got children at school or they're looking after in the week. It's on a Tuesday actually. Yeah, because most of my weekends are taken up by either these or me going to other people's events and speaking and things. So yeah, things are getting slightly busier. Right, so if you want to maybe put your phones on silent if they're not already, or on flight mode. Well, I'm feeling like a flight attendant right now. Maybe get the life-saving jacket out and start giving instructions. So anyway, yeah, if you want to put your feet flat on the floor, just make sure that you're comfortable and warm enough. And I'd just like to ask you all a question first actually, and that is, what brought you here today? So I'll start with you. Why did you see it? How did you see it? Facebook. Okay, that's good to know. And what about you? Facebook. Right, okay. Yeah. That's fine. Yep, we know each other. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess meditation helped me so much. I sort of didn't realise there was a lot more out there.
Yeah.
Seeing around that can help. So that's a good benefit to
Yeah. Great. Can I actually ask you all to move one way forward? Because when I'm giving the healing, it's much easier. Otherwise, I've actually got to find my way through all these chairs. Not a good idea. Okay. Would anyone like to ask me anything actually before we start? Have you got any questions? Because usually after we finish, nobody can speak, so nobody wants to ask anything. Yeah, sure. So, for those that don't really know me, my name is Dyhan. I had my first awakening when I was 6, living in Stoke-on-Trent. When I was 7, I moved to live on Osho. I don't know if any of you have heard of Osho. He's a spiritual teacher who's quite well known now for memes on Facebook and social media. He gets quoted a lot these days. So he was an Indian mystic guru previously known as Bagwine. Also, if you heard of the documentary on Netflix, this is all related. So I lived on his commune as a 7-year-old for 3 months. That was my introduction to mantras, singing, kirtan, meditation, and prayer, really. Yeah, so I'm now, I'm so big older, 48, so it's a long time ago. So it's really, my whole life has been a spiritual journey and continues to be. I started in 2012 running spiritual events and offering meditation in Congleton, and that moved on to me speaking more and sharing Darshan healing. So Darshan actually means to see beyond the veil. So it's seeing with clear eyes and being able to see the truth. Seeing life and yourself from that place of awareness, knowing the truth of who you are. And I was friends with one of our show's gardeners, I think he was his main gardener, Odie, he found me on Facebook, and he used to say to me, you need to water the flowers, which is a really beautiful thing, because it means sharing what you have with others to encourage them and give their growth. And that's what it meant, and that's what Darshan does, is it helps people who are on their spiritual journey to ground in that energy. It can also bring on a spiritual awakening, but from what I've experienced so far, the energy that I'm sharing through Darshan is very healing and grounding, and may shift things in your life and your experience and help you to understand things. But I never really know the full outcome. But I know how to, through many practices, guide people into a deeper space within themselves. And that's really important. Because ultimately, when we meditate, learning to meditate, we see it as a separate thing from meditation. But meditation is our natural state of being. Being in that quiet, calm space is who we truly are and what we truly are. But life, challenges, society, things we've been taught, our beliefs, all these kind of things build up in our system, and they stop us from seeing clearly, and they cloud the way we look at things, and the way we perceive ourselves and life. It's very clouded by the mind. So with that, I will start to take you into the journey within yourself.
I am with Melody Forrester. It's been a lovely afternoon. How's your day been?
Hi, my day's been pretty chilled, pretty nice.
Good. I can imagine it has been chilled. Melody is the founder of Ceremonial Cacao.
Not the founder of Ceremonial Cacao,
God,
no.
tell me who you are.
I'm the founder of Celestial & Co.
There we go.
Ceremonial Cacao is one of the things that we offer.
Thank you for putting me right there. This is how it's going today.
I think God might be the founder of Ceremonial Cacao.
Don't give him all the credit. You are God.
Aren't we all?
Yes. Tell us. Sorry,
what would you like me to tell you?
It's the end of the day, can you tell?
Yes. I've had 3 cups of cacao now, so.
How did you, so tell us how you came across cacao and what are you doing today?
Okay, so, I mean, I've been drinking cacao for a number of years, but I am fortunate enough to have a beautiful friend named Paddy, who lives in Guatemala. He's an amazing chef. He's an amazing chef who's become an amazing chocolate maker. And during his time in Guatemala, he's built up a beautiful relationship with an ethical cooperative over there. So he's getting the beautiful cacao beans from the jungle, and I've been lucky enough to be the chosen one to receive the ceremonial cacao here in the UK. So this is quite a new venture for me, but it's really been quite good timing because I've also sort of evolved into hosting sober raves and conscious dance events.
Sober raves?
Yes.
Whereabouts do you do those?
In Stoke-on-Trent and Newcastle under Lyme at the moment.
Right.
I have a monthly event called Liberate, and it's in a beautiful little yoga studio, Home Holistics in Garden Street in Newcastle under Lyme. And that's currently a monthly event. And so behind the bar, instead of serving alcohol, we have cacao. And we serve cacao to everybody when they arrive, and we do a little warm-up that has a sort of ceremonial approach to it to get everybody sort of grounded in the space and loosened up and connecting with themselves and each other, to open everybody's hearts and to sort of raise the energy and open the dance floor to start the dance. And I think that's the beautiful thing that cacao does. It's quite surprising actually how uplifting and how heartwarming it really is, and to be in that sort of social space where recreational sort of dancing, and to not have drugs and alcohol in
What sort
the
of music
mix.
do you have there?
We have house music mainly.
Right.
It's sort of quite tribal, cosmic, very euphoric house music. But yes, people are often surprised at the effects that the cacao actually has in that setting and environment, and because of doing it in a ceremonial approach and everybody drinking it together and sort of raising the vibration as a group, it's quite powerful actually, and it's really exciting and refreshing to know that there's something that's actually super, super good for us in lots of ways, that also tastes great and has positive effects on the mind, body and soul, and can facilitate sort of the very primal act of dancing and bringing people together, you know.
Any plans to widen the net with that?
I mean, I think, yes, it's always good to sort of want to expand things and spread your wings and reach out to more people and connect more people and support more people on their sort of healing journey, because cacao is, of course, a plant medicine, and I think that more and more people are finding out about it, and I think that it's something that is it's important. It's an important part of the way that the shift is happening on the planet right now. It's a plant medicine that is ancient, but right now it's sort of it's taking an important part in assisting and facilitating the shift and raising people's vibrations and opening people's hearts, because of course love is the answer. Love is always the answer, and this is the energy and the vibration and the state that we need to shift into in order to support the healing of the planet, you know. If we can do that through opening hearts, connecting people, raising vibrations, dancing and having fun, you know, what an awesome sort of solution.
Melody, where can people find you?
People can find me on planet Earth. It's in the Milky Way.
Right. In this universe? Or?
In this universe at the moment.
Okay. Until you've created your own.
Well, we're all our own universe, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I am based in Staffordshire.
Yeah.
And as this is all very new, the brand is Celestial & Co. So my events and workshops and one-to-one treatments, because I'm also a holistic therapist as well, all sort of come under that banner now. And I've just got a new Instagram and Facebook page, so it's Celestial & Co. on Facebook and celestialco.love on Instagram.
Lovely.
So yeah, watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yeah, thank you.
Fab. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, then, what can we say? What a lovely day we've had.
What can we
It's
say?
gone fast, hasn't it?
It has.
Certainly
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
it really, really has.
It's been very entertaining
We've
and
had-
enlightening.
Haven't we met some lovely people? And again, some really new
interesting
people to the podcast.
Yeah.
And people that are eager to come and join us for a full episode.
Yeah, most people were wanting to do that, weren't
For
they?
me, Buckso is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
She has a magnetic personality as well. Lovely soul, very genuine, authentic.
Yeah.
You can't
And,
not
sh-
but
and
like
she's
her.
been on the feature film Aladdin. So
Yeah.
what can you can't not like that, can you?
Aladdin. One jump
So-
ahead of everyone there.
And I did look for that, and I've seen her in the film. I looked for her earlier on.
Very good.
So yeah, we've met some other people.
We
We've had some good demonstrations today.
It's been
some
some really
sound
deep
demonstrations.
talks, haven't they? Really transformational talks
Yeah,
today.
Yeah, for life skills, isn't it? Moving forward and healing from traumas and things like that, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady that we spoke to earlier, with regards past lives and future lives, and her personal story, that just blew me away, Julie. To be honest, around cancer and.
Oh, right. I
Can have a full
Yeah.
episode of that, aren't we? Because
Yeah.
it needs that, doesn't it? To give
Yeah.
you
the
the
explanation,
Yeah.
and the depth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been another good day, hasn't it, all round?
Yes, it has.
We thought we'd just
Thank
update you. And,
Thank you, Dyhan.
Yeah. We're not shattered, though, are we?
No, my
Your
feet are.
foot's hurting, though, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. But I've really, really enjoyed it today.
Nice energy, nice
Yeah,
calming
yeah.
energy today.
So
yeah.
we hope you've enjoyed it. Please tag your friends in it, share, like, send all the hearts, because that's
All
what
helps.
it's all about. We're just wanting to spread that love and light out as far and wide as possible.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
See ya.
Namaste.
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 You wanted that in the end, didn't you?
Thank you for listening and continuing to support the Full Circle podcast. Don't forget to find us on our official Facebook page